Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Stargirl Season 1 finale episode, Stars and Stripes. This was a really good season finale. I like this season finale a whole lot better than Season 2. There's a lot of things in this episode I like better than Season 2. Season 2 got CW5. And so Stargirl is literally one of my favorite CW shows right now. Actually, I think it's the only CW show I watch. And because Batwoman got canceled, and a couple of my other stuff back in the day got canceled as well. Because I no longer watch Nancy Drew. But this is also my favorite DC show. Like, even better than Titans, because Titans is a bit of a mess. But Stargirl is just, it was, the first season was just a good, wholesome show that was different, had a nice blend, had a nice vibe to it. And, you know, it had such cool characters and everything. And this finale literally sums up what makes this show so great. Is go-gettiness. It's like action-packed show, the CGI, like the music, like they play music in here you don't really expect to hear. Like at the end credits, you hear Hanson's Bop. I'm just like, am I listening to Bop? Like I haven't heard of that since the 90s and stuff. And they just like brought it in for some bizarre reason and stuff. And the show's not even set in the 90s. So it just has that really unique vibe to it. And I'm really like feeling that vibe, you know? It's not overly dark. It's not overly light. It has a nice blend somewhere like in the middle, you know? And like one thing that does kind of sucks is that, okay, even though it does have the JSA 2.0, a teen version, the show is called Stargirl, so of course it focused on her, which it's supposed to. I remember when I first heard of this, I was like, why is there like a teen version of the JSA? I just wanted to be Stargirl and Stargirl only. But the new JSA members are pretty cool. But sadly, they don't always get enough screen time and stuff. But then again, like I said before, it's not called JSA or Justice Society, it's called Stargirl. And so she recruited a bunch of people, as you know, I've already talked about. And so when it comes to Rick, you know, since his father was the original Hour Man, he donned the new outfit and everything and the mantle. His outfit is so weird. There's so much padding in his costume. It just makes him look bizarre. And I don't like the way the cape drapes on him. And his mask is kind of weird too. Now when he takes the mask and hood off, he looks pretty cool. But it's just there's so much padding in his suit. And so like he's a hothead. And I was very surprised he was on the team. But you know, even though he's a hothead, he can turn it down, you know what I'm saying? So he's not unbearable for the audience and for his team members. So he's a pretty cool person. He's just very complicated. He has a very disgusting uncle who doesn't care nothing about him. And then there's Beth, who's just like a nerd who has no friends. And when she finds the goggles and everything by snooping around, she literally falls in love with an AI system where she just constantly talks to him because, you know, she has nobody to talk to and stuff. And then there's Sir Justin, who is the Shining Knight. He was the janitor at the school and he lost a lot of his memory, so he's trying to find his way. And one of those things he's trying to find is his horse. And he's friends with Pat because they was part of another group and everything called the Seven Warriors or something. And ever since then, they've never mentioned those Seven Warrior people. It's just like that whole storyline just got scrapped. And that's quite a bummer and everything. And so with this, the ISA is ready to like initiate their plan. Brainwave is alive and well. When he killed Henry, like he absorbed some of his powers and stuff, amplifying his brain waves and stuff. And so the machine is supposed to literally brainwash people. He's supposed to reach, I believe, everybody in the city. I'm not sure about the world, but I know for the city for sure, the town. And some will be affected, some won't. And basically, they're going to put their message in of how to make America safer again. And those that try to like resist, they will die. And so, like, the reason for this is because Icicle's wife died of cancer, and she died of it by being exposed to these chemicals from this like company. And he was furious to where he tracked every member of that company down and murdered them and stuff. And so there's a problem. See, the JSA wants to stop them. They don't know their plan exactly. And so Icicle tells them plain and simple, we gotta kill every single last one of them. Because Brainwave remembers who Stargirl is. So, you know, they're gonna kill every member of that family. So they send in Huntress and they send Tigress and they send in Sportsmaster. And so at this point in time, Courtney and her family are packing to leave. And what's his name? Mike is being a butthead, talking about why you like Courtney better than me. I will say, I like the brother a lot more in season one. He was just like, he played the role the way he was supposed to. Annoying, kind of irritating, and being frustrated because, you know, Pat spends so much time with that of Courtney and not him, and he can see that and it irritates him. There could have been some really good drama with that, but they ruined it coming up very soon. So, as like, you know, the mom is very aware her daughter's a superhero, and you know, and she's now okay with it and stuff, and because she saw her in action, and she's okay with the staff. So as they're all packing, boom, the crooks break in. And so like it's Tigress, and she's beating the crap out of like Courtney's mom. And then here comes Courtney, boy. She ain't having that crap. She comes in with that staff and they get it on, boy. They are just fighting. I was not expecting a fight sequence so early in the episode, literally within like 5 minutes probably. And then so in the garage, Pat is taking on Sportsmaster, and the dude just comes in with a baseball bat, and he's just kind of like, can I help you? like dude, he has a baseball bat. What do you think he's gonna do with it? And so, you know, Sportsmaster, he's very shocked and surprised to find out that Pat used to be Stripesy. I don't understand how he never knew that, because Pat never wore a mask. He just wore like a Where's Waldo outfit. And so he beats the snot out of Pat. What I don't understand about Sportsmaster is this. Like, he's a regular human who's skilled, sure, but he has like super strength. He can like pick Pat up and toss him around the room. He can kick him. If he punches somebody, he punches them halfway across the room. Like, how in the world is he able to do that? And then so like he's just beating the mess out of him. So he's getting ready for the kill, and Mike comes in with a drill and stabs him in the back. So he chases after Mike, and Pat's not having that. He takes like a giant tire iron and just smacks the crap out of him. How he doesn't die, I don't know. So then, of course, you know, Courtney's holding her own with the staff and Tigress and everything. Until Courtney's just like, you know, I ain't got time for this. And she blasts Tigress in the gut. So they're both taken out, and they hightail it on out of there. They meet like the rest of the members up at like abandoned cabin in the woods. And then Sir Justin comes there with a bunch of buckets of KFC. And so, like, you know, they're talking about what the ISA is up to and where their headquarters are and this and that. Once they have a plan that's formulated, they all suit up and they're heading out. Mike wants to go too. But they're all like, look, man, you're not part of the team, so you just gotta sit here and watch the dog and stuff. And so, like, what is it? Miss Bowen, the principal, she is at school. Her son is upset. He's basically almost in tears because somebody called him. Um, they just made fun of him. I forget exactly what. Something with the word turd in it. Tuba turd. And he's such a nerd. And she's all like, you know what? People used to pick on your father. You know what he did? He took his bow, because he has a violin. He took his bow and he shoved it in somebody's ear. I'm just like, dude, this is not the kind of advice you give your son and stuff. So she meets up with at Courtney's house at the Crooks. And she's lecturing them, talking about, I have to babysit y'all because y'all can't get the job done and stuff like that. Then they're all like, look, we'll have more members if we bring our kids in. And she's all like, no, she ain't bringing her son in. And then she starts and talks about like Artemis and talking about like, what will Artemis do if she found out who y'all really were? That does not set well with Tigers. And she shoots her point blank with her crossbow. And I'm just like, dude, this is another of their own members they've killed now and stuff. And I'm just like, they're killing their bad guys. Like we're not gonna have that many bad guys left. And so like, as this is all going on, it's Beth and Courtney's mom. They're at like Courtney's mom business. I forget why exactly. And then and the rest of the team's in the tunnels, and they're heading to like, to meet the bad guys because Rick and Sir Knight, they deciphered what's his name, Rick's dad's journal. And his dad figured out where their hideout is, and not only that, but what they're up to and stuff. And so as they're in the tunnels and everything, Beth is relaying to them. Beth is the only one not wearing a costume. I have no idea why not. But she's relaying to them, what their plan is, the ISA. And the plan is literally to do something with climate change, in cancer, in disease, in famine. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Aren't they the bad guys? Even Rick asked that. He's all like, dude, are we on the right team? See, it's weird. I did not expect this at all. Talk about flipping the script. Like, they're bad guys, but they want to make the world literally a safer place. But they want to do it with mind control, and they'll kill anybody who gets in their way. So it's like they have noble means, but they go about it the wrong way. And so it turns out that the device only affects adults and everything. And so, like, next thing you know, Dr. Ito's explaining it to brainwaves. Are like, look, there's a 50-50 chance this might work. If it don't, then half of your brain is gonna shut off and your spleen is gonna melt. It's like comedy, but serious humor, I like that. So they do it anyway, and boom, all the adults are now hypnotized and stuff. And Pat is under the mind control. And Brainwave wants Pat to murder Courtney. So he's getting ready to smash her, and she's all like, Pat, you're my father and everything. Because, they're step father and daughter. And that really touched him because he really looks after her. And so he started to fight the machine. And when you fight the machine, you die. So blood's coming out his ears. We see somebody else die at one point. And then we see Icicle talk to like a little girl, and like, he talking about, don't worry, your dad's gonna wake up soon. And when he is, his mind's gonna be better. I'm just kind of like, it's so weird, their whole plan. Like, I seriously thought they wanted to like just control the world. They do, but just like, make it better. I'm just kind of like, So what was their plan like before the wife died? Were they actually ever villains and stuff? And so what's his name? Our man, like Rick, he's talking to Yolanda. And he keeps talking about like when I find Grundy, like I'm gonna kill him and everything. And she's all like, "You're not serious that you're gonna kill him and everything." She's all like, "That's wrong." And he's all like, "Why? Because your God said so." And she's like, "Yes, like it's like literally like a sin to like murder and stuff." And then like, he said he's doing the world a favor so Grundy won't have to kill nobody else. And she's contemplating this in her head as she's like walking and stuff. Now, Yolanda has always been a very gray character because of what happened to her with Henry and the new photos and stuff like that. Because there was that one time in the hospital, she opened up her claws, let him out, and she was gonna kill him one time. And it's kind of like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And so Cindy is still locked up down there and they won't let her out. And so the fight happens, and it's an awesome fight. Let me tell you. Boy, this fight I did not see coming the way it was. The choreography is so good. The wire work is so good. The stunt team is so good to the point where I couldn't even tell if it was Stargirl Burke, the actress, doing her own stunts or if it was her stunt double. Because at one point you see her face when you freeze frame it, but it's the stunt double, and they have a very similar body shape and like face. And man, that was an awesome move she pulled off. And so, of course, everybody's fighting their counterparts and everything. Courtney's fighting Icicle. What's his name? Sir Justin is fighting Dr. Ito and everything because he really hates him and stuff. Don't know exactly why, but he does. And what is it? Yolanda is fighting Tigress. And Rick is fighting Sportsmaster again and getting his butt kicked again. I don't understand it. He has super strength for an hour, but everybody beats him up. And he's literally the most physical, strong person on their team, and everybody beats him up. And so then they did something that was totally unexpected. They switched fighting partners. And I'm like, yeah, man, I want to see them like fight other people. And it's just an awesome, awesome, awesome fight. Well, the gambler is on the computer, working the machine and stuff, and he unleashes Grundy. So, of course, first it's sort of Justin trying to go after him, but then it's Rick, and then it's Pat. But Rick's getting tossed around again and stuff. And so over with Courtney's mom and Beth, what's his name? Brainwave's all like, you need to go over there and maybe it's the gambler. So you have to stop this girl. She's interfering because what she did is that she's distracting the gambler because so she can hack into the system and everything, or the goggles, I should say, can hack into the system. And so he loves money. So she goes into his Swiss bank account and she just starts donating it to all these charities and stuff. Boy, the gambler is awesome. So anyway, so he shows up and he destroys the goggles and then he knocks Beth out with his ice blast. I don't know how it didn't kill her, but hey, whatever. And so then, he takes Courtney's mom. He wants to show her. So he takes her on the roof and he's all like, he's here to make a better America and stuff. And he's in love with her and stuff and caresses her. And then she brings up his wife, which pisses him off. So at some point, Grundy is literally ripping Stripes apart. And so he's getting ready to like kill him, but Rick saves the day. And so Pat goes to save his wife and he's punching like, Icicle, but it's not really working all that well. Anyway, so we finally get to see Rick whoop on Grundy and he's whooping on him. And he's pounding him to the point where Grundy's getting scared. He picks up a boulder, he's getting ready to kill Grundy. But then he decides not to because Yolanda got inside his head. And so he lets him leave and everything. And Sir Justin's all like, how come you didn't kill him? And he's all like, I only have 5 minutes left. But his humanity came back. His morals came back. he's learning to let go of his anger, and that's great, because he see that Grundy is just literally a mindless zombie. Now the CGI on Grundy, it's 50-50. Sometimes it's good, other times it's just terrible. I would prefer they had like a giant like suit, have a person in there and swing their arms around, but no, they go the CGI route. So anyway, Yolanda, she kills a bunch of the minions of Dr. Ito, the Dragon King. I think his minions are not real. They're like clones or something, mindless clones. So she has no problem killing them. But then all of a sudden, Henry shows up and he talks about how like his dad never killed them and he's been pretending to be one of those minions under the robe and talking about like, where are your friends at? She looks at him, whip those claws out and slices open his throat. And it turns out it's his dad using like, mind control and stuff to like make himself look different. And the reason why she knew it wasn't him because her friends are Henry friends too. In that last minute that, Henry was still alive. And so she just straight up murdered that dude. And after what she just told Rick. So Courtney shows up and she's shocked. And she's all like, why did you kill him? And she's all like, I had to. He was evil and blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, come on, we got to like destroy the machine. So Courtney goes in and it's kind of like, dude, how you going to destroy the machine? And Courtney's all like, by tearing it apart. So she flies up there with her staff and just lasers that thing in half. Or actually in several pieces, like a tomato and everything. And it's kind of cool. I was wondering how she was going to do it. I assumed she was just going to stand on the ground and blast it. But no, they went the extra mile and had her fly up there and just slicing it up left and right. And so when it collapses, it was some pretty good CGI, I'll admit. Also with some pretty good CGI was the device coming out the football field and stuff. So Courtney goes to save like her mom and dad and stuff. And she's just blasting, blasting him over and over. She blasts somebody else too. I think it was the Dragon King. She just literally no, it was, Cindy, that's right, I forgot. So Cindy gets free. And as Justin and Dragon King are fighting, she stabs her own father and is pissed. She's all like, that's for locking me up. So then she fights Courtney. And Courtney's all like, I ain't got time for this, and blasts her in the gut. So as Stargirl and Icicle are fighting, he gets the upper hand, and then he knocks like her mom. No, the mom is still there. Him and Courtney go falling, right? And so Yolanda saves Courtney in this very Black Panther-like style. Like she literally falls to the ground, high up in the air, and you see this distortion wave of like purple energy because her suit is very much based off of Black Panther. And then all of a sudden Icicle goes crashing onto the ground. He hits it hard. You think he's dead, but he's not. He gets up, he's getting ready to kill Courtney, and then Mike shows up out of nowhere with a truck and runs over him, shatters his body into a million pieces. And Mike's all like, can I join your team now? It's like, how did he even know where they was at? But that was a pretty cool moment. And so like the day is saved now. The gambler, he decides to just hightail it on out of there. And the crooks there, they've been knocked out and they go to jail. We find out in the second season. And so then after this, about 6 weeks pass, I think, and it's Christmas time, and they all having like a Christmas party at their house with the team and everything. It's like a good old time. And then like, it cuts from that to like Cindy at some point, and she goes and she finds the Eclipso crystal. And then so I'll get into this other end scene first, but I'll get into this other one. So Starman's alive and he's looking for Pat. I don't know how that dude is alive. Like, didn't they go to his funeral and stuff? So yeah, he's alive and he showed up at the end of the second season. He's gonna be in the third. Now we get to my favorite end credit part. So Courtney's in her room and the music's playing and there's a tap at her window. It's the staff. He wants her to ride him and everything. So she suits up and she's just flying through the woods while it's snowing and everything. And it's a joyous moment. I love this moment. The music's playing. Nobody's talking. It's just her riding her staff with a big smile on her face. And then in flies Stripe, Pat and everything. And he's flying and he's not saying anything. We don't see him in the cockpit. We just see Stripe. It's a very comic book feel to it. And it's a nice moment. They're just flying around the sky and then they land on like a water tower type thing. And they're just chilling on the thing. That's the picture you see right here. And they're just like chilling on it. And it's just like they just look at each other with a big old smile on their face and they fly back into the air. And it's like a beautiful moment. It's like something out of a comic book movie. You'll never see this in a comic book show, but you get to see it here. And I just love that moment so much and everything. It really lets you know this was a different show for the CW when it came to DC Comics and stuff. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.